Check the radio, pit crew is far from slow. The lights no longer yellow. Ready, steady, go. Crank it up. Oh, it's racing. 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 In love with the ride. Burning rubber smells real nice. Fuel it up once or twice. Come on, fast is the way to drive. Crowds all on their feet. Not one bothered by the heat. Imagine them in the driver's seat. Checkered flag would be sweet. Crank it up. Oh, it's racing. Crank it up. Oh, it's racing. Crank it up. Oh, it's racing. Crank it up. Oh, it's racing.
Alright, welcome ladies and gentlemen here to Pizza Race TV live here tonight from Hickory Moore Speedway, and today we're about to present to you the Pushing Limits Racing League as they are about to come at you live here today down here at, of course, old Hickory Moore Speedway. We're about to see the hard racing action come to you now here on the show. I go to the Crusader Christian Shriver here, and I do apologize for the very late rush here. Unfortunately, we have some technical difficulties on our problems right now due to something in our updated system with the overlays, and we didn't even know that happened until it was a little too late. So really do apologize up front to those guys out there. They were a little bit confused right at the gate, like what's going on and stuff. So, but nevertheless, we are here and back in town. And it's time to get down to the racing aspect of this here. So we'll get things sealed up here, as currently we're still working on fixing overlays up here. We'll talk about it. We'll get to the drivers here in just a second. We're currently just fixing some things up. As you can see, not everything is what it's supposed to be. But here on our starting lineup, repping the Rattlesnake on the 21, will come on out here with the 77 of Bobby Hutchins, Noah Healy in the 84, and then the 69 of Nick Kern coming out as well. Field ready to rack and fire them out here down on the track side of things. We get to the green flag, we're off and running. Off and running through the first set of corners. Here we go. We are off in the playing field zone. Everyone off the start and on the charge. Right down the first set of corners, and Robert Kahn goes for a complete 180 out of turn number one. Turn two, unfortunately, I should say, the 21 taking spin Hayward and outward outside of this place and going for a huge ride, to say the least here. We just got started, and now all of a sudden the madness has begun. Let's take a look at this one. I knew Hickory was going to get us eventually, but I didn't know it was going to be like this here. Here's another look at it. Comes right off that wall protection, and it looks like old Hoffer, the 84, gives him the old bump and run, and that's not exactly what I think Kahn was expecting there. Good driving awareness by everyone else, though, to get out of that mess quickly and efficiently, but I don't know if the Rattlesnake is too thrilled about that little situation there. We'll see what happens as we get through this one. Maybe the good news, it is early, so I mean he's got plenty of time to get this thing fired back up and ready to run it off on the track, but he's going to have a lot more work to do here. Drivers getting squared away after that little hiccup there. Bobby Hutchins, the 67, will be the new starting man here. Matthew Hoffert right now trying to keep himself under control and out of problem next zone. Actually, I have to take it back. He's not actually driving the 84. That's Noah Healy driving that car. Well, I got to owe Hoffert an apology. I'm so used to him driving the 84 in all the other leagues. It's so weird to kind of see him in a different ride. My apologies there, Hoffert. Firing him right off down out of corner number 1 through 2. And then 69 and Nick Kern going straight to the outside with a 5 Chantel bottle, putting it right down into the fight. She's trying to throw a little nerves into this run here, trying to make them think about this and sweeten them up a bit as we get a little bit crazy down here on that front straightaway. Noah Healy, Cody McRae, all involved in a major little situation here on the front stretch. Badly damaged on the 28 of Cody. Both drivers at least coming out all right. Looks like safety-wise equipment doing their job, but I don't know really how well that took from a beating, if you will, through that corner there. Take a look at it from this angle here. You can see right coming through that corner. And Cody just makes a solid little bobble there, makes a big mistake. It's right into the 8 and the 28. Tyler Ork was in the 8. And then you saw, of course, the 84 there of Noah Healy getting a bit of the brunt of it, and the brunt force that kind of falls along with it. Unfortunately, had nowhere to go. Tough break there for all drivers involved. And I know my partner and colleague there on Sunday nights may not be too thrilled of himself, but hey, I mean, it's all right, Cody. At least it was early, buddy. For those that have tuned on in with us here right now, thank you so much for tuning on in. Thank you for your support, and we hope you enjoy the show here right now. Brad Thacker saying go full throttle bottle, and Kenneth Crawford saying Team TSR tonight. A little bit of love down there for the fans and the crew here. We'll see if the 5 can bring a little bit of a fight here to the fellow Newfoundlander here, and Bobby Hutchins in number 77. The Exxon 77 versus the Nerds number 5 of Shot and Tell, the throttle bottle. Pace car still lighting the track up here a little bit as we continue through the high light skies. You know, usually with Hickory, I'm so used to seeing this place come under the night skies, if you will, a little bit. It's going to be a little bit different out here, seeing it all bright and sunny. Jenna Heasley coming on board saying cheering on Noah. Well, Noah Healy right now is going to have a little bit of work to do with the 84, but that's not to say he can't get it dialed in here a bit. Pace car turns the lights off here now, off of turn 2, so that means we're going to get them refired and re-racked, restacked, and put them back on the attack. And again, race fans, I do deeply apologize for earlier on with a little troublesome situation there with our little overlay system. Believe me when I say it was a little bit of an annoyance here, trying to figure out why we couldn't get the stream up and running right out of the gate, so I think we're going to definitely be planning ahead from here on out to make sure that doesn't happen again. Great flag back on out, though, and we are back underway. This track has brought down some of the best and the brightest drivers in the countries and in the world, and this has certainly been a track that can bring multiple drivers to their best and their brightest. And with this being a multi-crew track, kind of a bottom in the middle lane section, there is areas to run off from, but all drivers will tell you that eventually you go to that bottom lane, it then turns into kind of what old Bristol Motor Speedway would do to you, which is the old bump and run scenario. This track, I can tell you right now, I've had more bumps and runs in the tail end to trying to hold my line down than I've actually had trying to win a race here. It's extremely difficult to work through the field and hang on, especially when you're driving that corner off. And there, unfortunately, goes Joe Nuttleman, the number 14, smack dab, Joker Joe, out of turn number 4. Catches a piece of Tyler Ork, and Ork is down and out. Nuttleman off the track trying to get refired. Oh, Nuttleman's going to go right up to the top side. He gets in the way of Bobby Hutchins. He got in the way of the race leader, nearly getting a couple of them in there. I'm not sure Hutchins even realized what the heck happened until it was a little bit too late. No damage, though, seems to be on the 77. Doesn't seem to slow him down very much, so he seems to be okay. But I guarantee he's thinking a little bit about that one, thinking maybe what could have been. Trying to hammer down right now. Con trying to get there with Matthew Hoffer and the 00 as he pushes himself through a full brigade here with the inside run of the 76 ahead of him. Mike Rideout, a little problem there exiting off of turn 2. Didn't get a good run off there and lost a lot of power. Now here comes the heavy Chargers. Colin now looking to get the Moparts 21 up into the fight, into the brigade as Hoffert in the double O. This time for real, that's actually Hoffert trying to get right with the team, with the fellow Conrad and a driver he's known too well to fight with, and that's Chantel the Throttle Bottle. Those two in the Super Late Models division of Elemental Race League put on a fight, put on a battle each time they went out. A lot of times Chantel would get the better of Hoffert, but Hoffy's not giving out this one just yet. In the back of the pack, despite the rear end damage there by Matthew Myler, the 17 continues to strengthen his numbers and strengthen the speeds. Trying to take Jeffrey Todd Tuss on for a little ride here as drivers continue to smack the walls, bank some equipment up, and really, if you ask me, just tearing up more things than I think I care to count. On board here with Nick Kern right now, the number 69 driver representing for his TSR tonight. Trying to hammer down, get some momentum going here. Up to Bobby Hutchins. Hutchins currently the race leader by about 0.8 of a second plus. Christy Church coming on board here tonight. She's saying, come on, Cody, get up there. She's ruining off for McRae tonight. Unfortunately, though, for McRae, well, he's had a lot of problems here in that 28, and he's going to need a little bit of help to get this thing put back into the fight. The old CP username from PlayStation Network, representing for the Carolina Panthers, as he put it to me earlier. Trying to do something going here up on the field and on the track. But he is struggling right now to gain ground and gain clearance. There's really one big reason, and I'll take you on board with it for a reason why. You hear that throttle rhythm here, and you hear the way he's coming out those corners. He's kind of underdriving, underselling the turns a little bit, not really hitting up where his spots should be as you go on board here with the throttle Chantel Pottle. Take a listen to her throttle rhythm. Night and day difference. Yes, you can still hear the tires slicking up a bit, but that's what's going to do here on this track. You're going to slick up a little and you're going to get a little tight. But that's the whole point of Hickory. It's designed to make it a more of a challenging racetrack. It's more of a paradise for runs, for bump and runs, and more of a kind of unique style of racing. Only the best can figure out how to beat this place out. Only the best have won on this place. And running them off here now out of corner 2 and 3 and 4, excuse me. Noah Healy now looking to try to keep the A6 machine in the run. You can see him drifting that thing straight down hard off. Got a great jump around Nettleman there, and he'll take it away from him here as the 96 of Robert Brenneman trying to get something going here with the JX machine. Oh, or maybe not. Gets a piece there from Joker Joe, and the old love tap there got him good. Jeffrey Todd Tuss and Mr. Cody McRae trying to get out of the way a little bit. Nettleman parks it down off turn 4. He'll get out of there. Race officials telling him, get off the track. You got to get out of there, dude. He's off the track, and we're halfway done with this one. With short track racing, this is not a long format. This is pretty much just a whoever can get out there and hang on for dear life kind of racing style battle. It's all about short track racing. It's all about controlling the corners and controlling yourselves. That's exactly what we're getting here. 3-car battle here for third here as Robert Cohn and Matthew Hoffer fight it out with Chantel Throttle Bottle and the halfway caution thrown out. Halfway done with this one so far, and complete and utterly maddening madness with a capital M all over this track. While the drivers get settled back down, everything gets kind of gets put back together, if you will. We'll go ahead and take a quick look at our qualifying results when we came into this race here. We didn't have time to talk about this, but here was your qualifying results coming into this event. Robert Kahn was the #1 seed. Robbie Hutchins coming away in that second spot, and then Noah Healy in third, and then Nick Kern with fourth. Chantel Throttle Bottle being in third right now, started fifth. Nicely done for her. McRae actually a solid qualifying time, but did not have the momentum to stay with it. Matthew Hoffer, Mike Rideout, Robert Brenneman, and Joe Nuttleman. No surprise there on their positions. Caden Tufts, though, Stanley Pottle, Matthew Myler, Jeffrey Tufts, and Tyler Orrick. Not qualifying, however, and had to start a little bit further back in the field, which could could hurt them a little bit more than they realized, especially with the track like this. tonight as well, race fans. Here's a little track tech talk here for you. Here as we go looking at our track. This is a kind of a unique style track. This is a bull ring style facility, not big in length. It's just over a quarter mile in length. It's about 3.34 miles in length. This track, it prides itself on hitting the inside corners as hard as you can while trying to get yourself a run from the top side. So you leave yourself wide open if someone's got a run there going into the straightaways. That's what makes this track so unique and so tough to master, because you're trying to get the most speed by going up to the top side and building up the run from the top to the bottom, while trying to also maneuver around the slick ends of the track. And this surface, being as worn down and as old and tough as it can be, it brings out the best in a driver, and it brings out the best in any man or woman that comes out here to race. Pace lights are off on the car right now. We're going to go ahead and get this one fired back up. Quite a few drivers a lap down at the moment, and that could spell doom and trouble for others out here. We'll see what happens as we bring him around back out of corner number 4, this time by the Rattlesnake. Kahn and Hald Hoffy will have themselves a fight on their hands, or maybe not. The official saying, wait just a minute, we do not like that start. We want to get this one fielded in a little bit better than that. You can do better. Currently only 4 drivers right now on the lead lap. Jeffrey Todd Tufts, Chantel Pottle, Matthew Hoffer, and Robert Kahn all on the lead lap at the moment. Everybody that went into pit road, I think, was trying to plan out their strategy, trying to plan something out here, and they end up actually may have shot themselves in the foot worse than they realized. It looks like Noah Healy will get his lap back, so he'll bring it around town and bring it back onto the fight zone. Drivers getting ready to go at it once again here as we continue it on through. This has been a short and sweet race. I kind of wish they gave us more, honestly. This is probably one of the shorter races we'll see these guys run all season long. But it's not to be said that this ain't a fun one to call. Here we go. If it was kind of obvious, I absolutely love this track. This is definitely one of my favorite tracks to watch and race on by a long shot. Noah Healy right now, the 84, trying to hammer down, trying to put the Alpine Stars machine up ahead. Trying to catch back up there with the field here. Jeffrey Todd Tufts right there with him. Off the corner set though. Robert Kahn with the race lead, while Hofford and Pottle follow from behind. Matthew Hofford, the double O, trying to hold back the throttle of Chantel Pottle. She's been one to take him down a few notches on the later runs. Now she's got to try to figure out how to corner off a little bit tighter and a little bit better. This is not the track you want to be trying to do anything too crazy on until you have a good run and a good burst of momentum. Down around Alpha to the back straightaway though, you can see that Exxon 77 of Bobby Hutchins doing exactly as I said earlier, opening himself up to let the car get a good run off, but also trying to get a cave-in move to take away position, take away drive. Wherever these guys, Mike Rada right now just being more and more in the way, and Hutchins decides, hey, wait a minute, bud, you do realize it's a short track, we have fenders for a reason. A big bump and run there, got him way out of that spot. Oh, right out, a little bit loose off of turn 1 and 2 though. Got himself spun around, bit of a bad break there, and that's going to cost him time for sure. Laying into it right now, every driver for themselves, nobody giving an inch here. Whoa, hold on a minute. We got trouble down there. Chantel throttle bottle crashing it down off the back straightaway. Caution lights fly on out. Well, watch out down there. Oh! And a huge hit there by the 17 of Matthew Myler. I don't even know if he realized where she was at that moment. There is major damage on the 5. She's going to have to get that in and fixed for quickly. She's only got 2 fast repairs she can use. But here's what happened here, coming off of turn 2. This is just the old short track racing issue, my friends. Is when do you get the bump and runs and when do you get out of there? And you can see Hutchins wasn't going to play any games. He was like, get out. He was like, he's getting at it there a little bit. I don't think Chantel realized what he was up to till it was too late. She tries to bring it back up. Myler tries to back off, and then unfortunately there's just nothing she can do about it, nor he can do about it. She'll head into pit road, trying to get the car fixed up, and I guarantee you that damage is going to set her back at least a lap or two. That's a tough break there for the 5, but unfortunately, that's kind of the old bull ring style of racing. Believe me, I've had myself my fair share of getting put into a bit of a troublesome situation or being hit up a few times. Believe me, I've raced this track I don't know how many times, and it still never gets old. Even though you get spun or you get crashed out, once you get back into the battle and you get back into the war with these guys or gals, it is so satisfying to see the results kind of popping up on your screen, kind of popping up on the trackside. It does make everything feel that much more worth it. But it's really difficult to get there in the first place because, again, it's not a big facility, number one. Number two, it's really easy to fall a lap down or fall a couple laps down. You almost need those caution laps to not count here to help you out in any way. And for a format like this, I mean, it definitely is going to be a bit tricky to see who can get away from it here. So we'll have 14 laps remaining by the time we get back to the green flag race start, and I guarantee you Robert Kahn's loving every minute of that idea because he didn't really burn too much on his tires or really hurt himself more than anything. Pace lights are off on the pace car here. Now the driver's ready to bring everything back together, get everything situated out. We'll see what happens here as the Lionel Racing 00 of Hofford and the Alpine Stars of Noah Healy, as well as the 72 of Jeffrey Todd Tufts, are about to put the hammer back down on Old Hickory once again off of turn number 4. Back to the green flag we go. Hammering down right off of turn number 2 this time by. Look at Healy get the inside run off of Hofford. Hofford knows he could not get enough speed there going through the corners, maybe trying to watch the tires a little bit. These tires can spin pretty easily here. Things can get a bit complicated, a bit of a runoff here as they run them down the back straight away. You can see the charge coming from Kahn. Kahn doing everything he can right now to make everything work as he continues to build up the speed and build up the run, trying to hold on for something here. Looking down to the inside zone, Healy trying to get something on Kahn, but the Rattlesnake will not let him by. The Alpine Stars 84 holding on, doing everything he can just to save him some grace. You can see him working that wheel, working every ounce of that car. He is charging, he is fighting, he's trying to keep that number 00 behind him, but the yellow flag flies back on out. Huge wreck for the 69, the right side caved in nearly on that whole end. I'm not even sure what the heck happened here. Take a look at the PT instant replay and find out what happened in this case. Looked like, yep, Jeffrey Todd Tufts gets loose off of turn 2 and ends up colliding in with that number 69. See Bobby Hutchins avoiding that, getting himself out of troublesome situation territory, and that was the end of that there. And remember, these drivers, they may be racing hard, but they are racing for fun. This isn't for anything special here. This is for a fun. This is a fun series and a fun league for anyone to kind of come out here and do. So if you guys are interested, just send a message up Pushing Limits Racing League. They run multiple series, multiple cars, multiple tracks each Monday night. It's a different series and different style of racing. It's not the same every time. It can be literally all of a sudden you're driving here at Hickory. Next thing you know, you could be driving over in Germany at the Nürburgring. It all depends on the day, the time, and everything that's going on. They will race a different set schedule in the season. So, drivers do have time to practice them, but at the same time, I mean, how much crazier can you get around here? Base lights are off on the pace car. Thus time by Robert Kahn once again has the start, has to say. And if you look at the 5 laps to go, this could get interesting here. You best watch yourselves on this restart because I think something big might just pop up here in a minute. Off of turn 4. Awaiting the green flag restart. They'll get him back on out, firing back up. Here we go. Kahn with a great start. Healy, though, he saw him literally putting that bumper right to him there. Looked like he might have had a chance there right after the little problems coming off of turn 2. And a huge wreck ensues right behind him. Cost back on out. Unfortunately, Mike Rideout caught in the mix that with Nick Kern and the 28 of Cody McRae. And that is a major mishap there. Take a look at it from this angle here, and it looks like Bob Hutchins actually got the 76. Looks like Bobby Hutchins actually kind of drove it right down at the 76 here. Take a look at it from another angle. I'm not really sure where that transpired at or what happened there exactly, but Rideout, well, looks like Rideout came right down. Hutchins was coming up a little bit, and yeah. That was a bit of a troublesome spot, unfortunately, and everybody collided in. Well, green-white checkered coming up, folks. And if Kahn didn't already have enough of a bumper pushed in earlier, I think he might get another one. Once more time around, double file him back in position, and this could get interesting here. Somebody's going to end up getting themselves a little bit of a headache or a bit of a bad day, or they're going to have themselves a lot of fun on this one. 2 laps to go here this time by. Driver's ready to fire him back off. Looking for that green flag restart. They'll get it back up, back down. Only a few cars remain here. Aggression to be had. Hoffert, though, right on Healy. He backs him down into a corner. On, literally getting further ahead. And looks like Healy's going to get sent out of here a little bit with a white flag charged up here. All right, Healy gets right down into the 5 Chantal Bottle. Healy and them colliding in a little bit. Tufts even engaged up a little bit. A huge wreck ensuing right out of turn number 2 and off of turn 3 and 4. Hutchins makes a huge mistake, and Kahn will take first while Hoffer goes second, third to Chantal Throttle Bottle. Oh my. Looked like the 77 got way too tight and got extremely hit up there. Could not stabilize the car down and ends up losing it here, unfortunately. But the Rattlesnake, once again, proving he can race not just on the big ones, but on the short ones too. He's your race winner at Hickory for this one, the Push the Limits Racing League, and I guarantee you he's got to be happy about that one. Put on a good show and put on a great race, and there, I will say that much. While he goes and tries to figure out how to do a donut around here, let's take a look at our results. Kahn, the Rattlesnake, with a victory. While second going to Matthew Hoffer, third to Chantal Pottle, fourth to Bobby Hutchins, fifth to Mike Rideout, sixth to Robert Brenneman, seventh to Jeffrey Todd Tufts, eighth to Noah Healy, ninth to Nick Kern, 10th to Cody McRae, 11th to Matthew Myler, 12th to Joe Nuttleman, 13th to Tyler Orrick, 14th to Caden Tufts, and 15th to Stanley Pottle. rounds out your field here in this one, and certainly a bit of a wild one to say the least here. As we now go ahead and take a listen in with the finishers here from this race. I guarantee you more than anything right now, I don't think that 5 was expecting to talk with us here after that little situation she had earlier, but well, I know one guy that definitely was planning on talking with us here at least sometime or another, and that was the 00 Matthew Hofford. Hofford, congratulations on a second place finisher, sir. Had a lot going on, obviously, down on the track, and really pushed everything to its limits here, and it ends up working just fine in the end, doesn't it?
Yeah, it worked out. Not the way I thought it was going to go, but I'm happy with the results. And that was not an easy task. That was a tough track.
It definitely was a tough track, a bit of a handful. Obviously, I know Hickory definitely can get the best of drivers, but seemed like you're at least keeping yourself under control there from start to finish, wasn't it?
Yeah, just tried my best to just hold my line and not get into any bumpers and smash any fenders because it's real easy around this track with these cars to just send someone flying, no problem, just a slight bump. So we seem to keep it all clean and come home with second place.
You did indeed, and ended up coming away with a big second place finish. So I have to ask you, as you're walking away with that, is there anybody you want to thank for this one?
Pushing Limits Racing League, all the drivers that come out tonight and ran this track with us, PTM Racing TV for the broadcast, and all the friends and family watching at home. Thank you, and I'll see you next week.
For sure there. All right, well, Hoffert, second place finish here tonight. We'll see you come next week. Congratulations, sir.
Thank you.
Matthew Hoffert coming away second here. Jonathan now, I think the driver I mentioned a minute ago probably wasn't expecting to talk with us, but she's going to get a third place finish in with this here. Chantel Throttle Pottle, and Chantel, definitely a lot going on the track here, and that last mistake by Hutchins gives you the major opening you needed to take third.
Yeah, it definitely had me a little bit upset, so I did drive a little bit harder there at the end of this, but I seen, I think it was 84, I'm not sure, 84, and Hutchins got into it there a bit, so I took advantage of that hole, and I went on and did me, and the 84 ruffled up a little bit. I didn't mean to hitting. I don't think I hit too hard, but I think I hit a little bit, but it was hard racing, I guess, and it was a rough track.
Well, it is Hickory Motor Speedway, and it is a short track bull ring style, so I mean that is kind of be expected here on this kind of format, this kind of racing. But nevertheless, though, it ended up kind of working out okay, and you control everything down to the end. So I have to ask you, as you walk away here tonight with a third place finish, who do you want to thank here?
Everyone that pushing limits that comes every week to just make this a fun league. It's nothing to take too serious now, but and you in the broadcast booth, but that's about it.
For sure there. Well, nevertheless, Chantel, congratulations on that third place finish here tonight. We appreciate it coming on board for this one.
Thanks.
The Throttle Chantel Pottle come away third here tonight. And now joining me real quick here in the booth now is the Rattlesnake, Robert Kahn. And Kahn, once again, my friend, walk away with a W and a big victory here. And hold on a minute, folks. I keep forgetting that he can't really talk to us when we drag him in. So hold on one second here. We'll go ahead and talk with him in another little place here. Kahn, can you hear us now? Alright, give us one sec here. He'll join us in a minute. Here he is. Kahn, you got us?
I got you.
Alright, hey man, congratulations on your win here tonight. A big solid place and finish here. How did it feel on the track?
It was a good race. It was a good race. I didn't pit at all.
It didn't pit at all and everything just kind of worked out in your favor fuel-wise and all that? And he just cut out again on us.
I didn't have to.
There it goes. Well, I guess we can't really hear Kahn here, unfortunately. So, Kahn, yeah, we'll give it one more try. We got to get ready for our next broadcast here in about 10 minutes, so just be ready for that, folks. Green Mountain Girls coming up as well, Fast and Fun Truck Series. They'll be joining us here in a little bit here, obviously, as they'll be getting prepared down at Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Looks to be a hot one there and a big battle there. So thanks for everyone that tuned on in here so far. We'll catch you guys next time when the green flag flies here on P3 TV.